So, Hasmukh, can you tell us something about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I had done my college in Coimbatore itself, and from the college placements, I got my job in Infosys, and it has been around 4 years since I'm working in Infosys. And right from the beginning, I was doing manual as well as automation testing. So the first 2 years, I was doing manual testing in mainframe application, and I used to automate the regression cases. And after that, I got a project change. And for the last 2 years, I'm doing manual testing as well as automation again, but for the web applications. So I'm doing automation using Java and Selenium.
Okay, great. Okay, so what do you know about TestNG?
So TestNG is a framework which we use for like managing the test cases. And there are various advantages of TestNG such that it enables us to achieve parameterization, and then it also helps us with data-driven testing. We can test it using the different sets of data, and it also allows grouping, and there are various annotations as well. And we can also use depends on test cases, depends on methods, so that if there's a functionality where the test case has to be executed first, and if there's any other test case which depends on it, then we can use depends on method and various other annotations which TestNG helps us achieve. So
Okay, now consider in a test case, we are given priority to one of the test case as 0 and one of the test case as 1. So which test case will get executed first?
the priority with 0 will be executed first.
Okay, now consider the same scenario, but now we have kept the priority of one of the test cases as 2 and another test case does not has any priority. So which test case will get executed first?
So in this case, the test case which doesn't have any priority will be executed, because by default, the TestNG will set the priority as 0. So 0 will be executed first.
Right. Now let's say if both the test cases are having same priority equal to 2, then on what basis the test case execution will be done?
So the execution will continue on the basis of alphabetical order of the method name.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay. Now you have joined from laptop. So basically, can you share your screen and write a program to sort a particular array in Java? Let me give you
Okay.
the sharing rights. Yeah. Now, are you able to share?
Yeah.
Okay. So how will you sort an array in Java?
An array
I'll give you the array in the chat. You can basically sort that particular array. Let me open the chat box. Yeah. Did you receive it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you paste it in one particular place so everyone can see, and then you can write the program.
Yeah, sure. I forgot the declaration of the array syntax.
No issues, no issues. You want me to share my screen and show you the solution?
If I can give you the logic, maybe can that work?
Sure. Yeah. So apart from that particular, declaration, you can tell the logic, and you can write that particular logic, and then you can walk us through.
Okay. Okay. So considering this is the array we are having, so
now you want to sort it in ascending order, right? So either you can sort in ascending, so you'll have to start from 6 is one of the thing. So 6, 7, 9, and so on and so forth.
So what I'll do is I'll create an object. Then I will take the first element of the array, assign it to the object. For example, if I'm taking this as temporary object, and I'll take the first value of array and assign it to the temp. Temp is equal to array of 0. And then I will also need one more object, for example, temp2. And I'll compare it with the previous. I will need one more array to store. So what I was just thinking in my head was like, I'll just take the first element in the array and I'll compare it with the second one. So whichever is smaller, I'll add it to the array, and then I'll take again the next element and compare it with the current one. So whichever will be the smaller again, and then I'll add it to the array. So like that, I will traverse through the array and iterate over all the elements, comparing all the elements with the current one. So whichever will be the smaller, I'll keep adding it to the array.
Correct, correct. Okay, that is one of the approach. Any other approach that is coming in your mind?
Right now, I don't know like any other approach.
Okay, okay, no issues. Let me share my screen and show you the output. Basically, that is one of the logic, and you can also use this particular logic. Is my screen visible now?
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, what you can do is you can use arrays.sort method itself, right? So public class RD. So this is one, and then we have main method, public static void main. This is the custom input array, integer array, and this was the array input that you got, right? And if I just arrays.sort in this particular method, so it will sort this particular array, right, in the ascending order.
Yeah.
So this is one of the aspect. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Right. So are you able to see this Java program?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell me what would be the the output of this program? So key thing over here is that we are declaring underscore as a variable. Now, is it allowed or not? That is one of the aspect. And second thing is what would be the output? Let's say if by mistake someone keeps it. So what would be the output?
So I think underscores are not allowed in Java, and it will throw a compilation error.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And any other aspect or any other answer?
Mm, no.
Okay, so basically from Java 8, we can declare underscore as a variable also. So that was the change in Java 8. And if you write integer underscore equal to 10, so over here system.out.println, so output would be they are giving the value of the variable. So whatever the value is there of this variable, that is 10. So output would be 10 over here, right? So output
Right.
would be the 10. Okay, now let's come to this particular code. We have written this particular code, public class A, public static void main, if and this true, then break. So we have got two choices over here. Either the output will be nothing, that is option A, or option B, that is error. So what would be happen and why? What would be the output and why?
So according to me, the output will be A, nothing.
Nothing. Okay, why
Yeah.
so?
Because by default, like they are giving the condition as true, so it will enter inside the if statement, and then there is nothing to do, and it is just breaking. Like we have given the break statement, so
Mhm.
that way it will complete the execution as it is, and it will not show anything in the console output.
Okay. Now we are using if condition also over here, right? So over here, see the output would be error, right? Now, why it would be the error? Because let me just take this out so you can also see the question,
Right.
right? So break statement, it is one of the aspect that behavior that we can use it only within the loop or switch. Now over here, he has used break within the if statement, right? So this is causing the error. This will cause an error actually for this
Okay.
particular program. Okay, so that is one of the aspects. Okay, now let's move to this website. This is flipkart.com website. Now, as soon as you launch this particular website, you will get these particular tabs, right? Now, can you tell me the relative XPath for this particular option, grocery?
Your
So, for
Flipkart window is not getting shared on the screen.
oh, Flipkart is not getting shared. Just a second. Let me stop share. Reshare again. My Flipkart is not coming. Flipkart. Okay, now is it coming?
Yeah, I'm able to see.
Okay, so now let's look at this Flipkart application. And so as soon as you launch this particular application, you will have various tabs over here. Top offers, grocery, mobiles, fashion, electronics, right?
Yeah.
Now, can you tell me the XPath for this particular grocery tab? So if you want, I can inspect element. And you need to tell the relative XPath. Okay.
Yeah. So, can you click on the grocery text?
Yeah. Grocery. Okay. Text itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to zoom this particular thing?
No, that's okay.
Okay.
So, they have used unique text for the class, I think so. So, output, relative expert will be double forward slash.
Yeah.
And
Can you write the relative XPath in the chat box so I can
yeah,
also see? Let me open chat box also. This chat box. Let us keep this.
I have shared the expert.
Perfect. Yeah. Div. @class equal to XT Okay. Now let's look at this particular element, login button, right? Can you tell me the relative XPath and the CSS selector for this particular login button?
Yeah. So the relative XPath would be this one I have shared.
Mm-hmm.
SS selector, like we can use the href for, I mean the link.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So can you type the relative the CSS selector also? You would like to go for href rather than going for class?
Um, for the class, CSS selector for the class. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can also create a CSS selector for class as well, right? And if you are getting a unique class, as you can see, other classes are also there, but
Yeah.
your class is not getting uh, over here, like none other element is having that particular class. So
Yeah.
class seems to be a unique over here.
Yeah. So I have shared. I'm not sure like
Mm-hmm.
the attribute.
Okay, so
Like
you have written name equal to 13WIN. Okay, but it is a class. Okay, so for in case of CSS selector, what you will do is you can just write dot underscore 1_3W1N as the CSS selector. So it will automatically identify the element. Okay, so this is fine. Mhm. So can you tell me what is Maven?
yeah. So Maven is a build tool, and it basically helps us with storing and managing all the dependencies used for the project.
Mm-hmm. Correct, correct. How do you run your automation? How do you trigger your automation?
So right now I'm triggering it via console only,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
command line.
Okay. Are you using any CI/CD tools?
No, like our project is having CI/CD, but it doesn't allow QA to access it. Only the developers have the access to that pipeline.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Do you know a high-level overview, or have you had a glance to that pipeline? What actually is happening over there?
Okay, that pipeline. No, I know CI/CD, but I've only read it like CI/CD is used for continuous integration and development, and like a glance of overview of Jenkins
Mm-hmm.
and just the theory part.
Mm-hmm.
But in our project, they are using site code, so I don't have much idea about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine. So consider a situation where last night, approximately 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., you ran your
Mm.
entire automation suite. It was running absolutely fine. And you signed out from the office, you closed everything. In the morning,
Mm.
when you are rerunning that particular automation, your automation is not running. You went to the development team, you confirmed from the emails or the communication channel. No code was deployed, no build was deployed. The release is the same. Let's say you are using 1.2 version of the product. Or today also it is 1.2 version of the product only. Why do you think why the automation is failing now? It was running
So
last night. Yeah.
yeah, there might be several reasons because if there's no like internet connection, like same internet connection speed, or like
Mhm.
previous night I might be having good speed, so maybe it was working well. But in the morning, if the speed becomes very slow, there are some network issues going through, and the automation is running slowly, then maybe the test cases might be failed due to timeout exception. Another reason maybe that the amount of users accessing the website at that particular time may be comparatively less. And for now, maybe I think if the amount of users have increased,
Mhm.
then maybe in that case the build may be failing.
Okay. Consider it on that particular URL to be a testing environment URL, test environment URL that only your testing team can use.
Mhm. So
And internet connectivity, like last night also you were working from office, so it was the office internet, good speed, good Wi-Fi router connections are there in the office, right? Infrastructure wise also everything is same. What else do you suspect?
maybe the developers have pushed some code which is conflicting with the current code, and maybe that's why they are giving out errors.
Mhm.
Uh,
Right. So no code has been deployed.
okay.
Test environment URL, consider like it was uh, flipkarttest.com. So today also it is flipkarttest.com with same code. Last night 9 p.m., 10 p.m. approximately you ran that automation. It was running fine. Today in the morning you are rerunning the automation on the same URL with same infrastructure, same sorry, network connectivity, internet connectivity. Everything is fine. So what can be the reason of the failure?
Mhm. Not sure. Not
Mhm.
sure.
No issues. So over here, see, in this kind of questions can come to you in the real-time interview because you are showing as a profile of automation tester plus manual tester. So manual testing questions will come, but first of all, automation testing questions will come, and they'll ask you this kind of real-time questions. So in basically these kind of questions, what generally happens? It might would have happened that the Google Chrome version would have got upgraded. Now that particular Chrome driver which you were using earlier in your Selenium framework, that is not going compatibility is not there with the latest browser, right? This is one of the reason. Or what else could have happened is, let's say you are running your automation script and that particular Chrome drivers, Firefox driver, all those are kept at particular network location. So in that network location in the morning today, it has got, your machine does not have access to that particular network path or
Yeah.
data share, time share, whichever network repository path you are using, those things it is not having access. This is one of the aspect. Another aspect can be over here. Let's say if we took an example of flipkarttest.com, right? So it might would have happened that earlier one of the reason that you were coming to that the internet connectivity or network problem can be there, but rather than that you can tell that particular website is taking more time to load because some ajax calls are there which have started coming up over there, or some Google ads pop-ups are coming on that particular website. Might be a reason, not sure, might be a reason. So in an interview, you can give all this kind of reasons. Right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
those things you can take care. Okay, now moving to next question. Which are the different exceptions you have faced in Selenium so far?
So far, I have faced like no such element exceptions, tail element reference exception, element not interactable exception, and web driver exception, all those exceptions.
Okay. Now let's take an example of Amazon.com. Okay, it's a production website. Okay, you have already worked on that particular website. Now it is go live. Like it has been released into the market. Many users are using it. There is a feature, any feature in that particular website which you have tested in the test environment. It was working fine, but now in the production environment it's not working. So customer is giving a call to your test manager, or let's say the delivery manager, that this particular feature is not working in the production. So that particular manager comes to you and they tell you, can you test it? So you tell, yes, in the test environment it is working. In the production environment, same feature is not working. So what can be the possible reasons of that? How will you do root cause analysis?
Okay. So maybe the data that is flowing through might be one of the reason that it is causing the issue, because testing environment will have another set of data while the prod environment will have another set of data.
Correct.
And apart from that, maybe the testing environment is not having the whole code. Like there are certain modules which are there only in the prod environment, but not in the testing environment. So maybe those are getting conflicted with the current code in the prod and might be that functionality.
Correct. Okay. What else then?
So in prod environment, we obviously know that the amount of users that are accessing the website is more when compared to the testing environment. So maybe load testing was not done correctly, and maybe that might be affecting the functionality as well.
Correct.
And the amount of concurrent users accessing that website, and maybe that also might be one of the reasons.
Absolutely. Very nice. Yeah. Then what else? Which other reason can be there?
That's all, Harish.
Okay, fine. So concurrent testing scenario, that was a good thing that you highlighted. Over here, there can be a reason that in the production environment, lots of users are there. So you pointed out that the load testing was not done as per that particular thing. So what you can do is, to gain the confidence of the customer, you can create a mirror image of the environment which they are using in the production environment. Ask them to give the server details. You can ask them to give the uh, uh, like how many users are using it, what is the CPU consumption at that particular time. Maybe the more users are using it, that's why the response of the API of some particular API is taking longer time, and that's why the page is getting slow, right? So these are the good reasons that you pointed out. Okay, Hasmukh, I'm done with the interview. Do you have any questions for me?
No questions, but I would certainly like the feedback, like which are areas I still need to put more focus on.
Sure.